out what the words are that would fit in that space. Here comes again for the final time tonight.
If we are to defeat Robin Hood, we need to be thinking of ideas that are... We need to think outside the forest.
What are they? Pick up the phone, give us a ring. Last chance to get through, as I said. The text is 07786 200 961 and the email paulmillershow@bbc.co.uk. We shall have our final guesses after the beautiful South. And everybody's talking. It's 11 minutes to 11. It's the Paul Miller Show from the BBC in the South. I've got to say hi to everyone who is stuck in the car park at the moment at the BIC in Bournemouth. They're trying to leave the X Factor concert. Obviously in a hurry to get away. Don't say that, Mr. Miller. That's very rude. Apparently what they're doing is, rather than doing Mexican waves, they're doing Mexican horns. Is that legal? Well, it is now. And the people are playing their horn. It's going up and down the car park. So if you're listening to the programme at the moment, you're stuck in the car park at the BIC in Bournemouth, you're desperate to get away from the X Factor concert, then hi to you and take it easy, all right? You'll all get moving soon. I don't know. It's funny because that sometimes happens, and at other times you can get out really, really easily. Weird the way that it happens, but there you go. Such is life. I've also got to do a couple of quick mentions here before I forget. I must say hi to, I think that's Labia, who is listening tonight in Oxford. Lots and lots of love to you from husband Meek. And also Martin, who's on the M4 travelling west at the moment, says, Paul, can you please give a mention for my gorgeous wife? She's not very well at the moment. Her name is Anita. If you could send her one of your special kisses and tell her that I'll be home very, very soon and I love her lots, I'll be very, very grateful. Yeah, of course I will. No problem at all. So to you, Anita, there is a special kiss. And Martin, M4 westbound, you take it easy. Get yourself home nice and safely. Give wifey a nice big cuddle. Unless, of course, she's got germs, in which case stay in the other room with the rubber gloves on. Let's go and speak to Neil now, who's watching the ships in Dover. Hi, Neil.
Good evening, Paul.
How are you?
Oh, not bad.
So I've got a picture in my mind of you sat there on the White Cliffs, you know, with a picnic and a pair of binoculars. But that's probably not what you're doing at all.
Not far off the truth.
Oh, right. I mean, do you live quite near to the front, and so you're actually in your house, or what?
No. We're actually sat in the car park at the Western Heights.
Oh, I know, yeah.
Staring at the boats. We're drinking coffee and eating sandwiches that we just bought at the garage.
Oh, very nice too. Very nice too.
I'll have to get the binoculars out, but they don't work at night.
Oh, no, they don't really. All you see he's black with a few sort of spots here and there.
Yeah.
You see, this is how the other half live, isn't it, Neil, you know?
Well,
I mean, some of us sit at home watching Coronation Street, and there's the upper crust out there watching the ships and having a little sunny. What's in the sandwiches?
Well, I don't know. Watching the sandwiches, eating the sandwiches.
Yeah, what's the filling? What is the filling?
Oh, ploughman's.
Oh, ooh, very posh indeed. And a cup of char as well.
Yeah, well, it's been a long day.
So you thought, I need to relax, I need to recuperate.
Yeah, I've been delivering black boxes all day, so I'm tired.
Or something like that.
1,500 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
What's in the black boxes, or can you not say?
No, it's the recycling boxes.
Oh, I see. Right, the recycling boxes. So you had a busy old day, and don't tell me again you're going to do it tomorrow.
Doing it all week. So we have to have 7,000 delivered by Friday.
Phew-wee. These are new ones, are they?
They're additionals to the scheme they've got running in Dover.
Mm-hmm.
But there you go. It's just one of those. They're just extending it.
Oh well, yeah, it keeps you busy.
No, yeah.
Keeps you out of mischief as well. It's got to be done.
If I'm not doing that, I'll be going up and down the M20 or up north or over the other side. You know.
Yeah, stay where you are. I think stay where you are, watching the boats. Much nicer.
Yeah, it is a bit rough out there tonight.
Yeah, I can imagine it is. The weather's not too good at all. Well, let's see if we can cheer you up with a winner. What do you think the answer is?
I think it's lateral.
Lateral. Right, lateral or lateral thinking. Okay. It fits, as I was saying. We'll find out very shortly. In fact, it'll be in about 2 or 3 minutes' time, so fingers crossed for you, all right?
Okay.
Nice to speak to you, Neil.
Paul.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Neil.
Bye.
There is Neil. That sounds rather good, doesn't it? Watching the ships in Dover. Should I do a little song about the White Cliffs of Dover, Neil? I take it that's a no. Okay, fine. Teresa from Reading. Hello, Teresa.
Hello, Paul.
How are you?
Not too bad, there, you?
Very well indeed. I was just going to do a little song, for Neil and everybody else who's down there in Dover, and Neil says, over my dead body.
Oh, carry on, Paul.
Nah, it's not worth the hassle. It's not worth the hassle. He'll put something in my tea if I do. You will. Yeah, it's like that.
No.
How are you, my love? You well?
Oh, well, thank you, dear.
Good.
I'm in bed listening to you.
All snuggled up.
Yep, just had a cup of chocolate. Drinking chocolate.
You go careful, won't you?
I ain't got nothing else.
Nothing else?
No.
Teresa. I need to get round with supplies, I think. Come round with a wheelbarrow, see what I can find for you.
I will on Friday when it's my husband's birthday.
Oh, you can be celebrating.
Yeah.
Have a drink for me, won't you?
Oh, yeah, nice steak.
Or two, maybe.
Oh, three.
Or three, and have one for Neil as well, or two or three. You enjoy.
I'll have the bottle.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Let's see what you've got for an answer, my love. What do you think?
I thought it might be intelligence.
Intelligent.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm desperate for one of your bugs. Absolutely. I'm going to Dorset soon, so I wanted to bring it down and take some pictures with you.
Oh, I see. The things people are doing to try and get them. They even phone through during the day and try and, get around some of my colleagues.
No, this
to
is
send
for
one.
real. Yeah, I am going.
Well, if you've got the right answer, then it will be a bug on its way. We will
Okay,
find
then,
out
Paul.
very
Have you got any
shortly.
photographs?
Pardon?
Have you got any
I
photographs?
don't think we have at the moment. No.
No. Oh.
Don't think we have. They sort of, there were a few, and then they went. And as far, I don't. I'm getting definitely.
I've been asking for years.
I know you get a few,
Yeah.
and then they're gone, and then they don't get any more. So no, at the moment, not. I'm afraid.
Tell Neil to put me down for one.
I will. What I will do is I shall let you. In fact, I'll send an email to the bosses tonight and say, "Come on, we need to get these photographs sorted out," and then
That's
I'll
it.
mention it when they're organised. Because a lot
That's
of
it,
people are
Paul.
asking. All right,
Yeah.
my sweet.
Okay, dear.
You take care.
Thanks very much.
Bye bye now.
Bye now.
Bye bye. There's Teresa. But because we cover such a big area, we send loads of them out. And when they come in, they go just like that. So none available at the moment. Final call is going to be Jill, who's just outside Dartford. Hello, Jill.
Hello, Paul.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. You sound very cool, calm and collected.
No, I'm not really.
Yeah.
I'm one of your Virgins.
Do you know I've had at least 3 Virgins
I
tonight,
know.
Jill? Yeah, things are looking up. So, tell me about yourself. Are you a lady of leisure? Do you work hard?
Oh, yes.
What do you get up to?
No, I'm retired, but I do work hard.
But you find that when you retire, so I'm told anyway, you've got more to do than when you're at work.
Exactly.
The number of people over the years who have said this,
Yeah.
that they stop working and then they think, how on earth did I find time to do all I've got to do?
I know, exactly.
Madness, isn't it?
Never mind.
Never mind.
No,
Never mind.
we enjoy our life.
You got to do it. You got to do it. So what about this answer?
I think it might be think big.
Think big. Okay, think big. I've put it down. You know the way this works, my love. We'll find out literally in just a couple of minutes now. And if it's the right answer, then you'll be a winner. I'll keep my
Let's
fingers
hope I
crossed
get one
for
of
you.
your bugs.
Ah, you're after one as well.
Yeah.
See what we can sort out. All right.
Okay.
You take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye, my sweet. There is Jill from just outside Dartford. So the phone lines are now closed. Email and the text is closed as well. Let me just run down a few more on the texts that have come through. Could the answer be outsmart him from Roger in Sompting? We've also got outfox from Dennis in Northampton. We have to see the wood from the trees from Kyle in Bournemouth. Cunning from Sybil in Crawley. Love this one from Harry in Oxford. Could it be catching with his tights down? Able to lure him away from Sherwood from Lee in Poole. We've also got the answer as being stupid from Ryan, who is in Reading. Okay. And what was this? Just a couple more. One from Jan in Wallingford. Thought the answer could be fool his merry mem. Loads more I haven't had a chance to read out, but don't worry about that because everyone that gets entered is still in with a chance of winning, okay, regardless of whether I spoke to you or not. So let's find out then what we've got here, what the actual answer is. This is the clip again.
If we are to defeat Robin Hood, we need to be thinking of ideas that are... We need to think outside the forest.
Right, so all we want to know is what the blankety-blanked word or words are. Remember, it was taken from Dead Ringers. Let's now find out what the answer is.
If we are to defeat Robin Hood, we need to be thinking of ideas that are radical. We need to think outside the forest.
So radical was the answer we were looking for. Radical. I can tell you the most popular guess was cunning. Loads and loads of cunnings that came through. Do we have any winners this evening, though, with radical? Well, I can tell you, yes, we do. Not many, mind you. I think we've got about 4 winners this evening. There was Debbie from Hadnam, who we spoke to on the phone a little while ago. We've also got Laura from Hadnam, Matt from Woking, and Sam as well, who's also in Hadnam. I see a connection there, but the phone numbers are totally different, so 2 different people. So well done to you 4. Debbie and Hadnam, we've got your details, so Neil will give you a call back a little bit later on to get your details. But if you are Sam, Laura or Matt, who I just read out the texts from, if you can please text us again with the details of your address, we'll get a little bug in the post. Just the way that it works, some nights we get loads of winners, some nights just a few. I think there were about 28 or so last night, about 15 the night before, just for tonight. What it'll be tomorrow remains to be seen. We're doing Blankety Blank again just after 10 o'clock. Head of the news, I must say hello to Richard, who is in Weymouth. Want to mention for his girlfriend Catherine, listen to the programme at the moment whilst doing a bit of chemistry homework. Oh no, we don't go there. And also Lydia as well in Oxford had mentioned for my husband Gary. Do tell him I love him very, very much indeed. We're quite new to your programme and we enjoy it very much. Thanks very much for that one. Now then, we said a little earlier on we're going to be talking about words. We will be talking about words very shortly, but not just any old words, special words. Watch this space.
Across the county and around the world.
This is BBC Radio Kent.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm Neil Sackman. Police in Reading have launched a murder investigation following an incident in the town earlier this evening. Officers were called to the junction of London Road and Kendrick Road shortly after 8 o'clock following reports that a car collided with a tree. A murder investigation has been launched and the area has been sealed off. Motorists are being urged to avoid the area and find alternative routes. Hundreds of motorists around the country have been experiencing engine trouble after filling up with what may have been a faulty batch of unleaded petrol from retailers, including Tesco and Morrison's. Both supermarkets say they've found no evidence of contamination in their fuel. Trevor Grigg runs a garage where they've fixed 12 of the affected cars.
Over the past few days, we've encountered an enormous amount of lambda sensor failures. Further cars have come in and a pattern has emerged that this is just down to more than a potential common failure.
It's been revealed that the long-awaited public consultation on the future of hospitals and health services in West Sussex has been put off again. The review of services, which started last year, will fundamentally change the way the 3 main hospitals in West Sussex work, with more emphasis on treatment in the community. 2 of the hospitals could be downgraded. The plans have led to massive protests. More than 25,000 people have marched in the streets and 250,000 have signed petitions. Now the consultation's been put off until the summer to avoid local elections in May. More than 100 Ministry of Defence staff in Oxfordshire have been on strike in a row over their pay. The union Prospect has called the strike over what it says is a below-inflation pay offer. The MOD says in current circumstances the pay offer is good and follows 4 years in which its employees have had one of the best pay deals in government. The union disagrees and says that's what the strike's about. A cannabis factory has been shut down in Kent, the 18th in the Medway area in the last 5 months. 156 cannabis plants with a street value of £39,000 were found in a raid. Meanwhile, there's been another ram raid at a Kent cash machine. This time a digger was driven into the wall of Sainsbury's in New Romney. 3 men are being questioned by police. RAF Bryce Norton is to become a military super base. It's to undergo a multi-million-pound development project. In the next few weeks, contractors will move in to prepare Bryce to take over operations currently carried out at RAF Lynham in Wiltshire. Lynham's due to close in 5 years. By the time it's finished, the project at Bryce could cost around £175 million. Now, there's more bad news for rail passengers in the south. Major signalling project is overrun, leaving services in the Portsmouth Harbour area severely restricted until April. The works will now clash with the Easter closure of all railways at Basingstoke, raising the prospect of almost no trains across much of southern England in April. Meanwhile, changes to the timetable and management of a Berkshire train operator have been ordered by the Secretary of State for Transport. It follows furious complaints from MPs and customers of First Great Western. Thames Valley MPs were told that a full recovery plan will be implemented in May, including the restoration of some of the AXE trains. First has been told to improve or face losing the Great Western franchise. Alex Henshaw, the chief test pilot for the Spitfire aircraft, has died at the age of 94. Last year, Mr. Henshaw flew as a passenger in a Spitfire from Southampton Airport. He was an honoured guest at the 70th anniversary of the first Spitfire taking off from there. Finally, Paul, it's happy birthday to the parachute.
The what?
The parachute.
Oh, the parachute. Okay, yes. Happy birthday, Mr. Bit of Silk, yes.
It was 95 years ago today that the first parachute jump was made over Missouri in the United States. And always remember, if at first you don't succeed, parachuting's not the activity for you.
No, I will go along with it. It isn't something that I've ever thought about doing. I thought that,
me.
You know, not a good idea. No. I can see it all going very, very wrong.
Now, a couple of friends of mine have done it a few times.
No, I wouldn't want to go there, actually. No. Doesn't appeal.
No, nor me.
No. People say that, you know, it's the most amazing experience. I thought, yeah, well, you
take their word for that.
Yeah, you just enjoy it.
No, none of these extreme sports do anything for me at all.
No, I don't.
Bungee jumping. And,
no. Don't go there.
When I was in New Zealand last year, I got a picture of a bungee going, and somebody kept saying to me, but everybody I showed the picture to say, is that you on that rope? I said, you'll never prove it wasn't.
Yeah, we will, by looking at the legs. There's only one person in this world who's got legs like yours. So don't you even think about trying to get out of it. Oh, by the way, talking of parachute, Sam from Sanford just sent a text through. Got a BIC update.
Right, yes.
They're on the 7th floor now.
Oh, she was on the 9th when I spoke to her.
She's got down 2 floors. There's this huge jam trying to get out the BIC. It's weird, isn't it, that it's so bad? I mean, the times I've been to the BIC and it's busy, but it always moves.
Very strange.
This doesn't normally happen. This is, you know, something's obviously happened somewhere. Maybe there's someone with an electric at the front or something, you know. It's all gone very wrong.
I do remember going to a concert years ago. I think it was at Woburn in Bedfordshire, and I think it was either Michael Jackson. It was either Tina Turner at Woburn or it was Michael Jackson at the Bowl, where there was only one exit. And a coach, about the 3rd or 4th coach out, got stuck. And it couldn't... And the exit was up. And, of course, with everything piled up behind, it couldn't roll back. And because the exit was... the road was going up to get out, it couldn't roll forward.
Oh, nice.
And we were stuck there for about 4 or 5 hours.
I'd have gone mad.
Pull your handbrake on, Sam.
I would have gone mad if that had been me. I would have said, get that thing moved. Could you not have all got out your cars and pushed?
Well, they couldn't because everything was sort of stuck behind. I mean, can you imagine trying to push a coach?
Oh, well, there's a will, there's a way. If you're in a hurry, you know, if it's nearly opening time, come on, lads, let's get pushing. You know.
No, and I also seem to remember that they had to get extra drivers in because it took so long for it to get going.
Time.
They've gone over their hours.
What a nightmare, eh? Can you do without?
Good gig, though, whichever one it was. Can't remember which one it was.
Probably Kenny Rogers. They're all so desperate to get out that all the vehicles stalled.
I can't wait till tomorrow.
No, neither can I. By the way,
Your
Jay...
second song.
Jay... You'll be dead if it is. You will be a dead man. You will be a dead man. Talking of vehicles, we've got to say hi to the lovely Jane, who's just sent a text through. Says, Paul, can you please say hello to me and play a song to cheer me up? My car's broken down. I'm on Worthing Seafront. wait for it, and a seagull's just come and left a present on my windscreen.
Oh, no.
Isn't that horrible?
Well, there's worse places to be broken down.
Poor
course.
old Jane. Yeah, but with a
It's
blasted
nice,
seagull.
Worthing seafront's lovely.
Not when you've got down the windscreen, it's not.
Well, it depends if it's blocking the view or not.
I mean, out of all the windscreens, why that one, you know?
Oh, I had one do one on my head once.
I'm not saying a word.
It was in Blackpool.
I'm not... Well, yeah, I can imagine it probably would be, actually. No, I'm not going to say a word. Did it bring you luck? Apparently it does bring you luck if a bird poops on your head.
I can't remember. Well, I managed to get out of Blackpool, so it wasn't too
Without
bad.
being stuck in a traffic jam. Oh, that's not too bad then, is it? That's something. But no, it all sounds quite miserable. Oh, Graham from Dartford said, you know, I remember once I got stuck behind a heavy load, but it was okay because the mother-in-law moved out the way and we all got home quite quickly. Graham from Dartford, you're going to be in big trouble. And also, I don't know if you approve of this one, but Adam in Reading says, we always enjoy the programme. Could you sing a little lullaby to my girlfriend Becky, because she's not feeling very well this evening? I'm sure it'd make her feel better. Oh, isn't that nice? What could I sing? A little song for Becky. One of my, you know.
You sing and I can do the shoop shoops.
Oh, no, I'm not having you spoiling my songs.
Shoop shoop.
No. Look, I don't do people who can't sing, all right? So unless you can sing properly, I don't want to know. Okay?
You don't want showing up, that's your
No,
problem.
I don't. I don't want you showing me up when I'm vocal perfect. What's the weather going to do?
I'll do the weather while you think about what you're going to sing.
Yeah.
Showers at first, but more prolonged rain spreading east across the region overnight. It will be heavy at times with some very strong winds possible near the south coast. Minimum overnight lows 5 Celsius, 41 degrees Fahrenheit. For tomorrow, mostly fine and dry with plenty of sunny spells. Scattered showers possible, though, particularly in the north of the area. Fresh to strong westerly winds. Maximum temperatures 10 Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Looking ahead to Friday, staying very unsettled with an increasing risk of severe gales and heavy rains. So if you've got any hatches, batten them down.
Yeah, absolutely right. Anything that's loose in the back garden, get it down as well. But it was really windy when I was driving in
Rabbits
tonight.
and...
No, they're all right. But I was, if they get blown next door, they can find their way back again. But no, it was really windy when I was driving in tonight, actually. The old Lepre was rocking around a bit on the motorway, you know. It's got very special suspension, so it was okay.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fine. Yeah. At least
Has
I think...
it got a square steering wheel?
No, why should it have?
No, because the Allegro had a square steering wheel.
And what's that got to do with my car? What's that got
wasn't it based on the Allegro?
No. It was a unique design special, a Lepre.
Yes, what?
Frank told me when I bought it.
A one-off.
It is unique, yes it is.
It used to be a two-off, I think.
How dare you, a two-off?
Apparently.
Yeah, well, apparently...
Allegedly.
Yeah, clear off.
Paul Miller on BBC Radio Kent.
On to Sam from Sanford. Sorry I called you a she. Sam says, I'm a boy. Do you know there's a Samantha in Sanford? And I assume that Samantha had shortened her name. Unless,
I think
of course,
I spoke to a Sam who was a woman.
There you are.
So it may be another one.
Unless it's Samantha on a Saturday. I mean, you never... So we've always got 2 Sams that are stuck.
Could well be. Isn't it embarrassing when you get somebody's sex wrong?
Oh, don't worry, I've done it. I did it once in front of somebody.
It's easily done on this, but
Yeah, could be a Sam, could be but oh no, I did a few years ago. I made reference to the little boy, and they said, "What little boy?" I said, "The little boy who was in your house the other day." He said, "What little boy?" I said, "You know, the little boy who was wearing whatever, blah blah blah." Oh, Linda, you mean? I wasn't invited to their house anymore after that. It was weird. I can't understand why, though. It's strange, really. But there you go. Oh, it's funny. Cliff Richard, and we don't talk anymore. 60 minutes past 11. It's the Paul Miller Show from the BBC in the South. I've got to say hi to Paige, who is in Reading. It says, Paul, I've asked you to give me a mention twice now. Ooh. So hi to you. And also hello to Colette from Woolston as well, who says, I would like Ian from Milton Keynes to be made aware that I've got a brand new radio and you sound even better on it. Yeah, those old ones from the Green Shield stamps, never much good, were they? It's always good to get a nice modern one. Yeah. And also hello to Michael from Eastbourne, who says, can you please say hello to Ellie for me? Tell her I love her very, very much indeed. I most certainly will. And finally, hi to Grace as well in Oxford, who just wants to say hello to husband Will. OK, consider it done. Now tell me something. In fact, you can tell me several things, actually. Are you a person that likes to use a particular word, or is there a word that you particularly like? Now, you may think this sounds daft, but research has shown, I love these bits of mad research that nobody's interested in, that people have favourite words. And I'm not going to say what they are yet. I'll tell you a little bit later on. But there are 2 or 3 words that a lot of people like. And research has shown that a large percentage of the population, when asked about words they like, will mention them. Okay. So is there a word that you particularly like? Now, you may think that's a really daft question, but when you think about it, there are actually quite a few words that we do like. It could be a word that you like the sound of. You know, when you say the word, you think, oh, that is such a great word. It's very descriptive, or it's just got a good feel about it. I'll tell you one of the words that's come out of the research, and that is fettuccine. Fettuccine. Apparently people love the word, just the way that it's said, the way it's pronounced. I know it's not an English word, but that's irrelevant. Fettuccine. Have you got a favourite word or a word that you love to say?
Call BBC Radio Kent 08459 811111.
Or maybe a word that you like to try and get into a conversation, and this apparently is something that people do. You have a word that you like the meaning of it, you like to be able to use it, and you go therefore out of your way in order to use it, whether it be talking to somebody or in emails, text, whatever. And have you ever used a word out of context? This is another thing entirely. This is a little sideline. But have you ever said something to somebody? I've got a relative who does this all the time. She's a soppy mare. But have you ever tried, you're talking to someone and you'll use a word and they look at you a bit old-fashioned, the person you're talking to, as much to say, hey, what's she on about? And because you've used the word out of context, it could be someone that you know who does it. And they do it time and time again. And then, of course, there's the other issue of when people get their words a little bit wrong. Of course, my grandmother was the master of this. If there was a word to be got wrong, but believe me, she would do it. Yes, every single thing she got wrong, but that's another story. What about you? You can text 07786 200 961. And, of course, the email's up and running as well, paulmillershow@bbc.co.uk. That strung a nerve. The switchboard is lit up, which is a good thing, 'cause it's been playing up all night. So let us know. I want to know, first of all, a word that you really like, words that you love to use, and also using words out of context as well. Maybe you said something, you thought a word meant something, and it didn't, and you used it. And you then realised afterwards what you had actually said and what the true meaning of the word was. Easily done. Have you ever done it at a job interview maybe, or at a time you're trying to impress someone and you're chatting away and you think, oh yes, well I think that the old blah blah blah, and they look at you a bit old-fashioned and you think, does that word not mean what I thought it meant? And it turns out that it doesn't. Yeah, nice. Let us know. Pick up the phone, give us a ring. Got to say hi to Peter. Peter Baxendale Thomas. What a lovely name. From St Leonards-on-Sea, who says, now then, Paul, my man, I've got to say happy birthday, please, to your biggest fan and my best colleague as well. That is Graham Eads. Graham eats the big 6-0 today, and your programme is going to be the icing on the cake for my main man. So could you please say hello? I most certainly will. Lovely to hear from both of you. Great name. And a very happy birthday to you, Graham. Hope you had a super day. And also one to a dedication to, who's this one from? This is from Angela, who says, Paul, can you please say hello to me, because I've never had a mention on the radio. Yeah, why not? And also Dennis and the Grinstead gang. Hi, guys. Paul, do us a favour. Can you please give Tony Allen the frying pan tonight? It was his job to make the tea this evening, and he's had, well, to be honest with you, he's failed miserably, as he was late in, as he was watching television. So if you can please give him a proper telling off and the frying pan, I'll be very, very grateful. Dennis and the Grinstead gang, don't you worry about a thing, because I'm in one of those moods tonight. Tony Allen, Tony, stop it, look at me. Look at the radio, that's the idea. You are a disgrace. There are all those people around you working hard, supporting you night after night and day after day. And the least you can do is go to the kitchen and dangle that little bag of leaves in that cup and put some hot water in. I think you're a disgrace. And serves you right. Consider him told off. 11:05, Paul Muller Show from the BBC in the South, round the world at bbc.co.uk. We're talking about words that you really like. It could be a word that you just like the sound of, or maybe a word that you love to use. And then, of course, we can take this one stage further, and we've got loads of these coming through. When people get their words wrong, or you mistake the meaning of a word. So you think a word means something, and in fact it doesn't. And when you use it totally out of context, you can get yourself into all sorts of problems. Absolutely. Mandy from Hindhead just sent an email through. Paul Muller Show at bbc.co.uk. He's enjoying the programme tonight. Thank you. So it does work me up, when people sometimes mean to say specifically, but they take the S off, and you get pacifically. So some will say, I'm specifically talking about. Yep, I know exactly what you mean. And also Geraldine from Godalming says, I've got some favourite words. One of them is serendipity, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And anti-penultimate. The second, because it sounds so important, and it only basically means the one before the last. Yeah, I also love flummoxed as well. I like flummoxed. It's a very, very descriptive word. Somebody's feeling all flummoxed, and yeah, I like that one. I've got lots and lots and lots on the email and the text. Okay, I'll do as many as I can. Let's go to Eastbourne, speak to June. Hi, June.
Hello, Paul.
How are you?
I'm fine. I know you're well.
Always well. And a lot of people this evening asking me to sing as well, which is good.
Yeah, please don't do that, Paul. Paul, because we all love you. And we wouldn't want that to change.
But I was just about to sort of, burst into song.
It's a good idea not to.
Neil said, thanks for the warning. I'll warn you in a minute when my frying pan's
Neil
coming.
knows. Listen to Neil. He's a clever chap.
Wanna bet?
And no, really.
He doesn't even appreciate good music.
He knows what he's talking about. Don't do it, Paul. We love you. Don't do it.
Well, when my album comes out and goes straight to number one, then, you'll be laughing the other side of your face. Simple as that.
Yeah, well, okay. I promise you, if that happens, that will happen.
Yeah, well,
if it doesn't...
What do you mean if it doesn't? It will. It will.
Okay.
It will. Trust me.
So I'm going to buy it, am I?
No. Well, you can if you want. I mean, there'll be queues outside the shops.
See, Paul, we love you the way you are.
Oh, I know that one. Don't go changing.
Yeah, that's it. We love you just the way you are.
I'm singing, June. You've spoiled it.
Paul.
6 words in and she interrupted me. I've lost the tune now.
It's not good for us.
Oh, it's good for me. I have a good old sing in the car,
Are you on your own in the car?
Well, usually, yes.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're listening now. People.
I sing along with the radio, though I have to turn that down because they usually add a tune.
Yeah.
So, I turn that down and sing along. It's good. Yeah.
Me too. I can't sing for love or money.
I'll have to give you some lessons. You'll be fine.
Thank you, Paul.
June, word. Is there one you like?
I like the word reasonable.
Reasonable.
Yeah. It has a resonance about it. So actually a love of words gives me loving that word reasonable. It has this resonance. But also, I mean, without getting too serious and too heavy, I mean, I think if this entire world, were reasonable...
No one's
we'd
reasonable.
We'd all be absolutely fine.
Yeah, and probably bored as well, because I have nothing to moan about.
No, I was thinking of the word tolerant, but I think that's too much.
Tolerant.
But reasonable.
Sounds good, though.
Reasonable. If everybody were reasonable...
It isn't too demanding, is it?
Yeah, that's right. Just be reasonable.
You don't have to go over the top. You don't have to do anything that's outrageous. Just be reasonable.
Just be reasonable.
Well, you could do that with my singing.
I
be
Paul,
reasonable
Paul,
and listen and enjoy.
Yeah, Paul, I was. I think...
I've been working on my vibrato all week.
I'm going to use another word now, intolerant. Okay.
Oh, I'm not having this.
Now, that's another word that's good.
No, this is Get Up Paul singing night, I can tell. So
No,
that's it. I refuse to sing anymore.
You have to promise your billions of fans that you do not sing.
I'm not promising anything.
Do you know, you're a hard man.
If people go to my concerts and I stand up on the stage and do nothing, well, that's going to be a waste of time.
Yeah. What would be even better is if we didn't go to the concerts.
Oh, all right.
You see, that's reasonable. Did you see?
No, I don't see, actually. No.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
That if that is the possible outcome, it's reasonable not to do it in the first place.
And I think this is reasonable as well. End of story. I win.
You always win.
Always win. You're going to play Monopoly with me, I tell you. I hide £500 under the board.
You're a wicked man.
It's got to be done. June, great to speak as always, my love.
You take care, Paul.
And you.
Bye now.
Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. There's June from eSport. Oh, incidentally, I don't know what you would call them. I could call them entries then, but I don't know what you would call them. The efforts for the Eurovision Song Contest have been announced today, haven't they? And when do we get a chance to choose which one's the worst? When does that? Is it sort of March or April time? It's in May, I think. The actual thing, the contest, and they announced today the contenders. This is going to be good this year. Morris is not going to be taking part after all, which I think is a great shame. We could have done with a nice miserable song. We might have won, but we've got some interesting people in there this year with some interesting songs. Maybe I could be a late entry. What do you reckon? They could put me in there. I'll definitely win for 17th of March. Is that when they choose which one? It's the song for Europe. But people always choose a Duff one. But there again, there's much to choose out of them, usually, is there? But I shall reserve judgment. We shall wait and see. Peter's in Aldershot. Hello, Peter.
Hello, Paul.
How are you?
Yeah, I've got a week's holiday this week, so...
And what did you do to deserve that?
Well, I've worked hard all the year.
Well, so do I, but I haven't got a week off. What have you got planned?
Well, over the last weekend, I went down to Hayling Island to sign a warrant down. I had a lovely weekend. That was beautiful. And I've been decorating today.
Oh, I don't know about
my bedroom decorate. I was just going to get all the carpet up and get it ready for another one, but I thought, no, I might as well paint the whole bedroom, which I've done today.
You painted the bedroom?
Yeah, the whole bedroom.
But you're on holiday.
No, well, that's part of the holiday.
What, decorating?
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
You need to see a doctor.
And also, I don't know if you have the same problem.
I don't have any problems.
You ever been to buy a lamp these days? You go to buy a lamp anyway.
What, you mean like a lamp you would put on the...
lamp standard or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And like I bought one, and it had a part missing, so I took it back, and I got another one. Well, I got a totally different thing in exchange.
Yeah.
And I bought 3 40-watt bulbs, and I come home with them, and they got the wrong sockets on.
Oh.
I know perhaps you see, but it does annoy you. There's so many different types of sockets on standard lamps now, aren't there?
Well, yes, it's very true. It's very true. What annoys me is when you go into the shop and you ask and they give you the wrong advice. I won't say where it was. My father went into a shop a couple of years ago, one of these large places, and he said, oh, I want that lamp over there. And you bought it all packaged up in a box.
That's it.
And he said, oh, can you just tell me what bulbs do I need to go in it? Because I'll need some bulbs. And this chap turned round and said, oh, these ones over here, we've got them on 2 for 1 at the moment. Your lucky day, Mr. Miller. So anyway, there he is with these bulbs, and he got them home. And we unpackaged the thing. I said, they won't fit. And he said, what? And they were the wrong size, the wrong shape, the wrong everything.
It's true, though.
Stupid great.
I know you should sort of, you should look at the instructions, but you don't even think that.
Well, you can't open the box, can you, in the middle of the shop?
It says that use 3 40-watt bulbs, so you go and get 3 40-watt bulbs, and the socket is so... Well, it's not like the old 2 pins on it anymore. Anyway, but... That's enough about my light bulb.
I don't need any more moaning, please. This is Paul's Happy House. We don't do moaning on this programme. Only I'm allowed to do that.
But I've got lots to do over the course of my holiday, so...
It'll keep you out of mischief.
Yeah.
What about your word?
Well, not so much now, because I know what the word means now, but years ago I used to always say the word condone. And it gave when you say the word like condone or condemn, the same tone, and I always thought condone meant condemn. So I used to say, I condone that person's action, you know what I mean, or whatever way in which you're using it.
Yeah.
And it was totally the opposite.
Oh,
to
it is.
what I meant. But
and depending on what you're talking about, people could look at you a bit old-fashioned.
Of course it could. You never hear the word used much now, thank goodness.
Very rarely.
No.
Possibly because people do get it the wrong way around.
And I think when you're talking about nice words, I think it's like miscellaneous. I love miscellaneous.
Oh, I haven't seen it for ages.
Because I
How
can
is
spell
she?
it.
Sure,
I think if you can spell a good word, it's even more... You know, you feel it's a lovely word, don't you?
It's miscellaneous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Miscellaneous. That is a good word, actually.
It's a
In
lovely
actual
word.
fact, it sounds as though it should mean something other than what it does.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, miscellaneous means, you know, neither here nor there, you know, sort of very ambiguous and neutral.
Sort of throwaway, yeah.
I think, you know, that miscellaneous sounds quite a sexy word, don't you?
It's a lovely word, yeah.
It's a bit, hi, honey. Are you feeling miscellaneous tonight?
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
We could try that one, couldn't we?
If miscellaneous is coming out to play, you know, yeah. But, I'm going to write that down. That's one of my favourites now. Miscellaneous. It's a good one. Good to speak to you, Peter.
OK, Paul, nice to see you.
Thanks for your
I've got
call.
one of your bugs, by the way.
Oh,
Thanks
you
very much
have?
indeed. It's on the dashboard of my car at the moment.
Oh, bless. Keep him nice and safe, won't
certainly
you?
will.
And give him a
Bye-bye,
little
dear.
tickle every morning. Bye,
Bye, Paul.
It's all these people going out in the morning and giving these little bugs a tickle. Ah, good morning, officer. Just giving my little Dusty a tickle. Could you attend me on the station, please, sir? Yeah. Right, what else have we got here? On the text, 07786 200 961. This one's come through from Sarah in Brighton, who says, Paul, I love the word electric. I don't know why, it just appeals to me. And I used to use it at school in sentences, and I'd get it in as many times as I could. Have you ever played that game where you've got to try and get a word into a sentence? I mean, if the bosses knew, they'd probably go mad, but it's done in this industry quite a lot. You can, especially people who are doing news reports and weather reports and travel reports and things like that, you play little games if you're bored, and you'll say to them, right, try and get this particular word into your next bulletin. And the times that I've sat rolling up with people doing it. And I remember some years ago, as a radio station I was working, and there was somebody doing travel reports from a police headquarters, and we were obviously in contact with them. And it was a real boring bank holiday. And we said, right, in the next bulletin, you've got to get this word in. And some of them were mad. Had to get the word lampshade in. Now, how you get the word lampshade into a travel bulletin, I don't know, but she did. She managed to do it. So if ever you're bored, then have a go. It's really quite good fun. Give them somebody some words and ask them to put them in a sentence. Can be interested. Roy from Bournemouth says, words that I like, fabulous, which I think is a very good word. In fact, I use it all the time. And also didactic from Maggie in Fareham says, isn't it just the best? Problem is I don't have an awful lot of use for it, to be honest with you. Yeah, it probably is. And I love this one. Sam in Bournemouth says, with 3 hormonal teenagers in the house, their favourite words are whatever, minging, bothered, and nothing. By the way, can you please tell my hubby Pete that I love him very much indeed? That's from Sam in Bournemouth. If you have just joined us, we're talking about words that you really like. Words you just love the sound of, words you like to try and use. And also, taking it one stage further, have you ever used a word out of context? And maybe in doing so, got yourself into quite a bit of trouble.
Call BBC Radio Kent 08459 811111.
You can always text 07786 200 961 and the email paulmillershow@bbc.co.uk. Don't forget our new feature, by the way, our Bugs in the Cab, which I mentioned last night. I'll give you details of that again in just a sec. But if you listen to this programme whilst you're working, you're driving around in a taxi cab or a lorry, a tanker, something like that, you could be within a chance of winning one of my bugs, and I will tell you how very, very shortly. And as I also said last night, those bugs now are going to start to run out. They're going to be very, very collectible. You can only win them on this programme, OK? You have been warned. Coming up to 20 to 12, more of your words after level 42. Some would say I need lessons in singing, but we don't go there. It's 17 minutes to 12. Paul Miller Show for the BBC in the South. Very quickly, before we go back to the phones, remind you of our new feature, our Bugs in the Cab. if you listen to this programme whilst driving around in your cab, your lorry, your taxi, whatever, as long as it's professional, that you're doing it for a living, you drive around and listen to the programme, you could be in with a chance of getting one of my bugs, which are going to become very limited soon. All you have to do is send us your details. Now, you can do this on the text or the email or by post, not by a phone, please, because it gets so busy. We just want from you, very straightforward, your registration number, the type of vehicle that you drive, the make or the model, that sort of thing, roughly where you are when you listen to the programme, i.e. the county or the road, whatever it happens to be, and also your name. We are then we're putting together and compiling a database, and then when we start in a couple of weeks' time, we'll be taking one of these out at random each night. And if you hear yourself mentioned, you then have to get in contact with us, claim your bug, and he will be in the post. And they are definitely his, because we've looked, all right? So if you'd like to be on the chance of winning one of my bugs or getting one of my bugs that way, it's a draw, really. Just send us your details, but you must be driving professionally. Your registration number, type of vehicle, make or model, and also your name and where you are when you listen to the programme. None of it will be made public, don't worry about that, but obviously we need to know the details so you can identify it yourself. It's good, looking forward to that, and we should be starting that in a couple of weeks' time. Already quite a few coming through, so don't leave it too late, otherwise you may miss out as well. Right, words that we like, words that you love to use, or maybe words that you've used out of context, or someone you know has used out of context and got themselves into all sorts of problems. Doug called through from the Isle of Wight, says, I love the word metaphorical. It's got a great name about it, you know? Yeah. And also, Paul in Hailsham has got a great one. We tried to get back to you, Paul, but there is no answer. Apparently his mum got biopsy and autopsy mixed up, which is not good. Because, you know, for one of them, you don't go any further. Brilliant. And also, Wendy and Didcot's husband got exotic and erotic mixed up. But to make things worse, he was talking to the vicar at the time. The vicar went home with a red face. Mary's in Jarvis Brook. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Paul.
How are you?
I'm all right, thanks.
Good.
Yes.
Now, don't you get your biopsy and your autopsy mixed up, will you?
No, I was just laughing at that. No.
Well, then having all sorts of problems.
And I may be in trouble, you know, because I've got one of your bugs on the dashboard of my van.
Have you?
And I'm not professional.
Oh, that doesn't matter.
No, but I did win it.
I was going to say, you won it, so that's fine. You can shove them where you like.
Yeah, so there it is on my van, so it's seen wherever I go.
That is lovely. It's where you should be.
Anyway, my two words come to mind. One has already been mentioned, but it's serendipity.
It is a great word, isn't it?
A lovely word, and because it's sort of it's something to do with the unexpected surprise or pleasure, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
And the other one is soporific.
Oh, yes.
Soporific, which is very sort of laid back and very relaxed.
It sounds very high class, doesn't it?
And I think the two can sort of go together, can't they?
Yeah, I suppose they could.
If you're in a situation where you can experience both.
Yeah.
And so I like those two words.
Tell me something. Would you sometimes go out of your way in order to try and use them or to try and get them into a conversation?
I don't. No, not really. But I do use the word soporific sometimes because sometimes it is very relevant to.
It's lovely when you use a word and somebody looks at you and you think they don't know what I mean.
Well, they probably don't and pretend that they know what I'm talking about.
Well, this is what happens, and that's when it gets really out of control.
I know.
Because that person will turn around and say something to you, and you'll think, hang on a minute, that doesn't make any sense. And then you realise that one of the words you've used, they haven't understood.
And the other gentleman that talked about concur.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, although I have to remind myself which way it goes, and I, off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you now whether it means condemn or agree or whatever. And so I don't use that word, and not that I need to use it anyway.
Well, yeah, exactly.
And when I read it in the paper or anything like that, I think, now, which way does that go?
Oh, yes. You do have to be very careful. I've seen it, or should I say, I've heard it used in interviews.
Yes.
And you'd get somebody on and they say, you know, do you condone these actions? And you know, and you listen and you hear them answer and you think that's not what you meant. And then, of course, the line of questioning gets quite severe.
Yes.
And then they realise they've done it completely wrong.
Oh, yes, yes. I try to use simple words.
Oh, I don't blame you either. I don't blame you. I mean, sometimes it can just be, you know, getting a word wrong, not in terms of its meaning, but its pronunciation. That can be quite amusing as well.
Yes,
as I say, my grandmother was the master of that.
I think we all do it from time to time, don't we?
Yeah, of course we do.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Yes.
Mary, nice to speak to you, my love.
Yeah, nice to talk to you again, Paul.
And you take good care.
And you.
And give that little bug a tickle for me, won't you?
Yes.
Speak to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye now, bye-bye. There's Mary from Jarvis Brook. Some more on the text, 07786 200 961. Matthew from Minster-on-Sea says, I quite like the word insignificant. It's got a great sound about it. And I also like the word imbecile as well. But my favourite has got to be syncopated. It just sounds good, doesn't it? Syncopate. One from Chris in Newbury here who said, Paul, I'm not very happy. You started singing a short while ago and my cat went and hid under the bed and he won't come out. Nah, nothing to do with my singing. There'll be a mouse or something out under there. Yeah, that's what it'll be. Definitely. And also hi to Angela as well, who is in Weymouth, who says the word that I like is beautiful. I know it may sound like a real woman's word, but beautiful is so descriptive. Well, it's funny, you know, because people use that word when they're describing my singing from time to time. Yes, it is a very descriptive word. 10 minutes to 12, Peter's in Dover. Hello, Peter.
Hello, Paul. How are you?
Fine, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. All the better for talking with you.
I should think so too. What are you up to tonight? Are you working? Are you just lounging around, dossing or what?
I just finished typing up some reports for my divorce.
For your divorce?
I hope so, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
To be happily divorced.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm very happily divorced, thank you.
Yes.
So, that's coming to an end now, is it?
I hope so.
Then you can start a new chapter.
Yes.
Enough said.
Yeah, my wife, no disrespect to her, just takes everything the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there you go.
Never mind. It's coming to an end now. What about the word? In fact, isn't this word connected to your wife or ex-wife, as it will be?
Absolutely.
What's the word?
Well, it was a cold day.
Yeah.
And I said to her, look, honey, I'll take you out for a meal and you better get a jacket.
Yeah.
She turned around to me and said, nobody tells me what I have to eat when I go out for a meal.
Oh, a jacket's a jacket potato.
That's what she thought.
Oh, no.
Silly girl.
So did you explain to her, say, no, silly Billy, or something like that?
Well, I have to explain everything. I have to interpret things. You know. Yeah, but it gets worse than that. Yeah. I also told her to behave. Do you know what she said to me?
Go on.
She said, I am behave. So where do you go?
Right. Yeah, I can see there isn't an awful lot of scope here, is there, really?
Yes. No,
you know, this was a bit of a disaster in many ways.
Lots of misunderstanding.
Yes. Yeah.
But there you go. Some people are always spoiling for an argument, aren't they?
Well, you know, we're all different. We're all different. Is there a word you like, Peter? Is there a word you like the sound of? Or you like to use?
Not one that comes to mind, but I suppose with all the legal documents that I do these days, subsequently seems to be a good one. And this, that, and the other happened.
Yeah.
Subsequently.
Allege is a good word as well.
Oh, that covers a multitude of
Oh,
things.
yes. In this industry, it's used all the time. Allegedly, the council leader said this.
Allegedly. You can get away with a lot of things with that. It's a good word, that one.
It is, and you get away with things. And if you listen to news bulletins, you hear it quite a lot. You know, the council allegedly told Mr. Smith that blah, 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 you know, and things like that.
I mean, that is a great one to cover yourself.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, just moving on from that.
Go on.
Here's one about an MP. I won't mention his name.
No names.
He got a little bit of a sentence and he's a thoroughly decent guy, actually. And my friend Jonathan. And a newspaper, apparently, went up to him and said, is it true you're having an affair with your secretary? And he said, no. And the headlines in the paper the next day were, MP denies having an affair with his secretary. Things that newspapers have to do to try and get a headline.
Well, I bet there was an alleged in there a few times as well.
They could well.
But no jackets, though. Definitely no jackets.
Next time I'll let the old dear go out in the cold, I think, without a coat.
Peter, nice to speak to you tonight. Thanks very much for your call.
My previous wife, actually.
You what, sorry?
My previous wife.
What about her?
She said to me, it's coming up for Christmas.
Oh, go on.
I said, what would you like? And she said, well, I've never had a sort of animal skin or anything, and so I got her a donkey jacket off of that.
I bet that went down well.
Like a lead balloon.
It's like the old joke about the jigsaw as well, isn't it? You know, I would like a jigsaw for Christmas, and here's this power drill that, you know, the jigsaw thing that arrives on Christmas morning, and that's not quite what they anticipated, but there you go.
Talking about jigsaws, a fellow said to me once, I've done very well. I've completed this jigsaw in 9 months.
Months?
9 months. And I said, why has it taken you so long? He said, it's very good. He said, it says on the box, look, 3 to 6 years.
Oh, they get worse.
They do, don't they? It's that time of the night, isn't it?
Peter, good to speak to you, my friend. Thanks for those. You take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. I like that joke. I like that. There's Peter from Dover. What have we got? Got loads and loads and loads coming through on the email and the text here, as many as I can. Excuse me, Kevin Dios. He says, what about Babel, or another fave is sickie. Really great word. Throwing a sickie. Oh, yes. Throwing a sickie, allegedly. Yeah. What have we got? I've got so many. One from Angela, who says, Paul, don't you like the word orangutan? It's Andrew in Slough. She says, it just doesn't sound anything like a creature at all. You can imagine a person being described as feeling slightly orangutan. I always think it's someone who's had maybe too much to drink. I wouldn't know. Also, Bert Pridgeon, hi, you Bert from Oxford. He says, rhetoric is a great word. It's a nice-sounding word for speaking just for the sake of the language and discussion. Rhetoric. Yeah, rhetoric we like. And also, Ruth in Abingdon says, here's a little story you might like. A teacher asked the pupils to make a sentence using the following words: delight, depot, and defender. One little boy wrote, delight was out, depot was full, so I did it in defender. Think about that. He was a clever boy. Getting away with it on the Paul Miller Show. It's 12 o'clock.
Across the county and around the world.
This is BBC Radio Kent.
The Midnight News, I'm Neil Sackling. Police in Reading have launched a murder investigation following an incident in the town earlier. Officers were called to the junction of London Road and Kendrick Road shortly after 8, following reports that a car had collided with a tree. Murder investigation's been launched and the area has been sealed off. Motorists are being urged to avoid the area and find alternative routes. Thousands of motorists are claiming they've been sold contaminated petrol by 2 supermarket chains and that it's caused their cars to break down. Tesco and Morrisons say their fuel is clean. Trading Standards investigators are looking into the complaints. Michelle Shambrook is from Consumer Direct and says those motorists affected might be entitled to compensation.
If consumers are able to establish that the problem has definitely been caused by contamination of fuel that they've purchased, and they are clearly protected by legislation, they would have the right to claim against the supplier of that fuel for any damage that has been caused to their engine. But this is obviously assuming that they're able to establish that the problem has definitely been caused by the fuel.
It's been revealed that the long-awaited public consultation on the future of hospitals and health services in West Sussex has been put off again. The review of services, which started last year, will fundamentally change the way that the 3 main hospitals in West Sussex work, with more emphasis on treatment in the community. 2 of the hospitals could be downgraded. A cannabis factory has been closed down in Kent, the 18th in the Medway area in the last 5 months. 156 cannabis plants with a street value of £39,000 were found in a raid. And there's been another ram raid on a Kent cash machine. This time a digger was driven into the wall of a Sainsbury's in New Romney. 3 men are being questioned by police. The BBC has learned that safety improvements to RAF Hercules planes haven't been implemented 2 years after one of them crashed in Iraq, killing 10 personnel. The new safety measures are designed to protect servicemen and women in the event of a crash, but only 7 of the 48 planes have them installed. Air Vice Marshal Andy Polford told the BBC the improvements were being made as quickly as possible.
We do all we can to minimise risk to our people, our aircraft, and the passengers in our aircraft. However, at the same time, we're engaged in 2 challenging and demanding operations, and of course we are involved in military operations which are in themselves inherently risky. I'm content that we are working as rapidly as we can to fit what we see as now a very important capability to our aircraft.
Meanwhile, RAF Brize Norton is to become a military super base. It's to undergo a multi-million-pound development project. In the next few weeks, contractors will move in to prepare Brize to take over operations currently carried out at RAF Lyneham in Wiltshire. There's more bad news for rail passengers in the south. Major signalling project has overrun, leaving services to Portsmouth Harbour severely restricted until April. The works will now clash with the Easter closure of all railways at Basingstoke, raising the prospect of almost no trains across much of southern England in April. Changes to the timetable and management of a Berkshire train operator have been ordered by the Secretary of State for Transport. It follows furious complaints from MPs and customers of First Great Western. Thames Valley MPs were told that a full recovery plan would be implemented in May, including the restoration of some of the axed trains. First has been told to improve or face losing the Great Western franchise. Alex Henshaw, the chief test pilot for the Spitfire aircraft, has died at the age of 94. Last year, Mr. Henshaw flew as a passenger in a Spitfire from Southampton Airport. He was an honoured guest at the 70th anniversary of the first Spitfire taking off from there. Finally, Paul, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice has been voted one of the books the nation can't live without.
Oh, it's one of my faves too.
Yeah? Really?
I've got it. I've got a very heavy one. It's great for holding the back door open.
A survey to mark World Book Day, which is today, has revealed the 10 works that readers most treasure. Classics dominate the top 10, with the Bible ranked at number 6 on the list.
Oh.
While the best-selling books of recent years, though, don't figure. Dan Brown's The Da Vinci Code scrapes in at number 42, while celebrity biographies fail to register in the top 100.
You serious?
Yeah.
How bizarre.
Do you know, I thought Chantel's might have been in there.
Yeah.
I bought that for Dad for Christmas.
And so did your mum. He's got a copy for sale now, apparently. Is the Paul Miller Book of Singing Technique not in there? You know, that's a...
It's only a top 100.
Oh, well, there must be 101 then, mustn't I? Oh, how miserable is that? Well, that's interesting, actually. That's interesting, because, you know, you never know quite what's going to be in there.
No, but it does say the classics dominate the top 10.
Okay. I feel a little game coming on here, don't you?
Ooh.
Yes, I do. In fact, I've got two there. I feel tea coming on.
Where did you find that?
It's in
I thought I'd hidden that.
Yeah, you can't hide anything from me, you know, because I'm so small. I'm getting all those nooks and crannies. You tried to put my dinger and knocker somewhere where I couldn't get hold of it. I found it back again.
It's like Tom and Jerry here at night.
It is. It is. It's like cat and mouse. And I saw you nicking Kit Kats a while ago as well.
I offered you one and you said, not on your Nelly.
No, I didn't want one. Thank you very much at the time.
Fine.
Don't upset you by accepting anything that you offer. But every time I ring that bell, I think of the Will Tappers and Shunters. You know, that bloke who used to ring that bell. Ding, 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 all around the room.
I remember Dad telling me about that.
You lying whelp. You would have been there watching it as well. That was the height of Saturday night entertainment. It still is in my house on UK Gold. I tell you, I sit there with a packet of minstrels. I'm raring to go. Mother has a Dubonnet and lemonade. Stuffed olives. Don't know why, 'cause you don't like them. And it's, you know, it's good. It is. Because you see all these really great turns. And tonight, you know, the top of the form is Ross Conway. And out he comes. Ding, 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 ding,
The old squeeze box.
Yeah, it's brilliant. God dear. That is classy, timeless television, that is, you know. I'd love to have been there. Because that was a real club they used to film there. I think it
Apparently
was...
so.
It was a real
Apparently
club.
so.
Yeah, it belonged to his lordship, didn't it? What was his name?
Who was the big guy who used to appear on it?
I've forgotten his name. I've gone blank now. It's him.
Yeah.
So it tells nasty jokes and...
Bernard Manning.
Bernard Manning, that's the one. Apparently it was his club. He had a working men's club.
Oh, right.
And it was his actual club where they used to do it. And they used to film it. It was great because you could see all the audience and what have you. And it was real early 70s. And there'll be all these, you know, ladies of a certain age in their headscarves sat there with a pint of mild.
Well, it's Phoenix Nights, isn't it? Phoenix Nights.
Without the bell. Ding, 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 ding. That was so clever. Colin Crompton, that bloke was called. He used to ring the bell.
Years ago, you know, when I used to do the mobile, I used to do the discos.
Oh, and I see this. I've seen pictures. It's worth seeing, believe me.
And I got in on the working men's club circuit round the Midlands, and so you used to go to the working men's club, and they were good clubs. You know, 80p a pint of stout, 80p.
Oh,
but they would stop all the proceedings at like 9:30 and draw the bingo.
Yes.
But they wouldn't tell you. You'd be there. I'd be stood there playing Owen Paul, Favourite Waste of Time. And all of a sudden you'd hear,
yes.
Attention, please. Attention, please.
And you think, what's going on? They do, though. They do.
First number.
But they could ring the bell first, couldn't they? So you know, ding, 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 all around the room, so you know what's going on. That was clever.
It wouldn't have hurt. Just come over and say, look.
No, they don't do that.
We're doing the raffle tonight.
No, they don't do that. I can only remember. I've never done a working men's club in my life.
You
never.
Little fibber.
I have not. But I can remember doing a wedding once, and it was in a hotel, and I was there, and a few others that were working with us, and it was a huge, great big stage, and this guy came up and he said, we haven't got a microphone, he said, but we need a microphone for the speech. You know, he said, could we use yours? I said, no, because the best table, top table they call it, was right in front of the stage, sort of faced them. There would have been a waste of time. He could have shouted louder, you know. So I said, no, it won't work. In the end, this bloke got quite shirty with me, and this big bloke with a beer stomach came up, and he said, I'm the father of the bride. We want to use the microphone. All right, you got the microphone. So, of course, you knew what was going to happen. And there he was. And there's feedback and whistle all over the place. And he's persevering. It's not going to work. And he was persevering. And I could, I'd just like to say to my... And every time it happened, they'd look, and they'd turn him around. I said, it's no good looking at me. I warned him. And they were so miserable, these people. They would say it was my fault.
I had...
I didn't ring me bell either.
I remember a few years ago, and it was an official personal appearance. It was... I can't remember the exact event, but there was a raffle. But I was there in
probably the Owen closing down sale or something.
But I was there to do something, and part of it was to draw the raffle. And I thought, yeah, charity, put my hand in my pocket. I'll have, I'll have 5. Went up on stage, drew the raffle. It was big first prize.
Oh, you didn't accept it, no, you nasty person.
No, I didn't accept it. I'll put it back.
No.
But, I drew first prize.
I used to make up what the prizes were, and people used to come up to the stage. There's one place I used to do quite regular, and they used to come up with this and see what they had won, because they had a box.
Yeah.
And all it was a number on it. And there was always one that was huge, which was the one to avoid, because it was a dustbin or something, you know, or one of those big flip-top bins. But there's always one woman who comes up, you know, it will always be Doreen with a flick-back hair, you know. Oh, I'm glad I've won. People can see my hair as I walk across this room, you know. And she would come up, I'm having the big one. And off she would go. And I used to make up what was in them. And as they picked them up, I'd say, oh, well done to you. You've won, you want a packet of curtain hooks in there. And all sorts of strange things. And some people don't find it very amusing, you know. because the people who've put the prizes together take it very seriously.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's nothing wrong with a quarter of tea. Some people will be quite grateful for that, thank you very much, you know. You've got £40 of the raffle tickets, and you've got a quarter of dividend tea. And I just say, is that the best you could do? God, gee whiz.
Oh, dear, the stories we could tell. I think we just have.
I think we have. I'm not going there. I've got horrible memories coming back. I feel quite queasy. Do the weather.
Showers at first, more prolonged rain spreading east across the region overnight. Will be heavy at times, though, with some very strong winds possible near the south coasts. 5 Celsius, 41 degrees Fahrenheit is the overnight low tonight. Mostly fine and dry tomorrow. Plenty of sunny spells expected. Scattered showers, though, possible, particularly in the north. Fresh to strong westerly winds. Maximum temperatures 10 Celsius, 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Looking ahead to Friday. OK. Remaining very unsettled with an increased risk of severe gales and heavy rain. Well, you did ask for it.
Oh, it's absolutely miserable, isn't it? But there you go. I think, we could have some fun with this book thing. So this is the official top 10.
It's the official top 10, which will be in all the papers tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So these are the most popular books. They're the books that people can't live without in this country.
The books we can't live without.
OK, we know the Bible is at number 6. Let's see if people can come up with what the other 10 are, OK? It's here.
The 9.
The other 9, rather.
Oh, you've got... Oh, yes, you've got them, yeah.
It's written down in front of me here. What do you think is in there? Give us a ring, email or the text. Let's find out. It's going to be very interesting. I'm just looking through. I'm quite surprised, actually, but some of those. None of the books that I read are in there.
Well, no, there wouldn't be, would they?
All around the room.
Paul Miller on BBC Radio Kent.
Coming up to 80 minutes past 12. It's the Paul Miller Show from the BBC in the South. A few more of your words to come in just a sec. We're asking you if you can tell us what you think the other 9 entries are in this official top 10 of the books that people in this country cannot do without. Now, it's interesting because I've got here the top 100. And if I tell you what right down the bottom is, in 100th place is Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. In 99th place is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which surprises me. Hamlet is 98. Some other unusual ones here. Watership Down, Richard Adams, is at 94. The Faraway Tree Collection, Enid Blyton, is at number 90. At number 80, we've got A.S. Byatt with Possession. A Christmas Carol at 81. So what do you think is going to be up the top? We know that number 6 is the Bible. What about the other 9? Pick up the phone and give us a ring. Email's up and running as well. Paul Miller Show at bbc.co.uk and the text 07786 200 961. I've got to say hi to Dave, who's listening in Bristol via the internet. Thank you very much indeed for the joke you've just sent me through. I only wish I could share it, but I can't because people wouldn't... not everybody would appreciate that one. And talking of jokes, Gavin in Dorchester says, I've got a good book for you. It's The History of Glue. I found that once I started it, I couldn't put it down. Heard it all before. Anne's in Thatcham. Hello, Anne.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm not so bad, thanks. How are you?
Very well indeed.
Good,
Very
long time
well
no chat.
But you're keeping well and, you know,
thank you.
everything is doing what it should be doing.
Well, hopefully, yes, like you.
It's got to be done, hasn't it? Always well. Best place to be. Oh, and by the way, before we carry on,
Yeah.
we've just been told by Mick in Pompey that the Wheel Tappers and Shunters was based in a club called the Embassy Club.
Oh. I've never seen it.
Anne?
No.
You haven't lived.
Well, didn't you say it was on beginning with S and ending with Y sometimes?
It was on a Saturday, yes. This was sort of peak Saturday night viewing, early 70s. It may have...
but I wasn't born then.
Well, neither was I, but I've seen the repeats.
Oh, you see? Oh, right. Well, I'll ask my great-grandmother then.
Oh, yes, she'll know about it.
Yes, she'll know, won't she?
In fact, it may have started late 60s. I can't remember.
Right.
But it was great. It was a working men's club. It was a real club as well.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've just never seen it.
Look out for it on some of the gold channels.
Okay.
Because every now and again they show them, and it was brilliant. It really was. I mean, looking back, it has dated more than anything you can possibly imagine. Okay. And it was they used to have some really quite good turns on, actually.
Yeah.
You know, they'd have people like, the Brotherhood of Man. There's the first Brotherhood of Man.
Right.
And you would get, like, Winifred Atwell.
I remember it. I mean,
You've heard about...
I've heard of Winifred Atwell, yes.
Or him, as people say. I've never heard of him, you know.
Mm.
And it was just... It was the epitome of working men's club, and it worked very, very well.
Well, good Saturday night entertainment.
It was brilliant. It was good.
Good. Well, I shall keep a lookout
Keep
for
a
that,
listener, you'll
along
like
with
that.
a lot of other things that you talk about.
Now, what about these books? I know you like books. We know the Bible is number 6. That one's out the way.
I have never read the Bible.
Have you not?
Bits.
Bits and pieces.
But not. I couldn't say I've read the whole Bible. No.
Okay.
No.
What do you think is in there?
Well, one of my fave books that I've read over and over is The Lord of the Rings by J.R. Tolkien.
That's interesting.
I just wondered, maybe not.
A couple of other people have gone for that as well. Angela, who's in Worthing, thinks that it's the Lord of the Rings. And so does Steve, who is in Oxford as well.
Right.
Would you think it would have done quite well if it was in there?
I think it might have done, because I think it is a classic. And, I mean, I know it's been made into films and everything, but it's still much better to read the book. It was a fantastic book. Took a while to get through. But,
it's quite a big one again, isn't it?
It is a big book, yes. Yeah, I think it's either 1,000 or 1,200 pages or something. But
too many for me, and not enough pictures.
Well, you
for
could
me.
read a page a night, couldn't you?
If they did it in big print, yes, and lots of pictures.
Oh, they do it in big print.
Oh, they do?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'll be okay
yes,
then.
and audio books and things, so you'd be all right. You know, you could listen to it while you go to sleep at night.
Yeah, good.
In the morning, I should say, yeah. Well, I don't know. I think it might be near in the top 25 anyway.
Okay. Shall I tell you? The Lord of the Rings, J.R. Tolkien, is in the top 10.
Wow.
Where do you think? Which position?
I'll go for 7 because it's my lucky number.
It's the second. It's number 2.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Number 2, The Lord of the Rings.
Good heavens.
How about
Woo!
that? Yeah, number 2.
That's fantastic.
That is... I think people will be surprised as to what is at number 1.
Yeah.
I'm not giving any clues.
No, I won't say anything, but I would imagine again it's another classic.
It isn't one of your cookbooks, put it this way.
I just hope not.
It is definitely not, you know, the Anne from Thatcham culinary cuisine book, because that's not...
No, that's out of publication now.
Yeah, and we're all very grateful for that.
Yes.
Yes,
I
we're
mean, you can get it in the bookshops where you can buy the very cheap books, you know, when you can go into the garden centre and buy it cheap. I think it's a penny or something.
Oh, yeah, if that.
If you're lucky.
Yes.
You're lucky, yes. They only have 1 or 2 left.
I think you find
they
them...
have 1 or 2 to start with.
Well, that's also very true. And
Yes.
you often find them at the Bring and Buy and things like that, don't you?
Yes, charity shops.
In vast quantities.
Yes, car boot sales. Yeah, right at the bottom of the box.
So how many of these have you got? Oh, I've got boxes of those, you know.
Well, I bought them all just in case.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
You've got to do it.
You have.
Yeah. Hey, now tell me something. It's funny you should ring, because we've had all sorts of technical problems this evening, but I know that that I've had a couple of emails this evening about Keith from Woking and his lightning.
Oh yes, I sent you one.
But because of we've had problems with the phones and problems we've had IT problems,
right?
Which means that some emails and things I can't actually look at, which is why I say it's weird that you've rung through. What's happened?
Well, I was speaking to Keith earlier, and his house was struck by lightning this morning.
Oh no!
Yeah. Yes, it's been rather... He's very shaken up.
I should think he is.
And there was a fire in the roof and everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly all the damage there is, but I mean, he hasn't got a phone and he hasn't got lots of different things, and the fire brigade came and, you know, and it wasn't my fault.
I was going to say, they're normally at your house, aren't they?
I was nowhere near the place, but if he's listening... We all send our love to you, Keith, and I hope it all gets sorted out soon, and we're so sorry it happened.
Oh, that's fair enough, yes, and so say all of us. We're at our...
it's a nasty experience, totally, for it to happen. Yeah.
Fingers crossed they'll get it all sorted out soon.
I hope so.
Yeah. And well done, you were right, number 2, The Lord of the Rings.
Jolly good, I'll keep listening to the rest of it.
All right, my love, you take good care.
Take care, Paul.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye. There you go. There's Anne from Thatcham. Lord of the Rings is the second most popular book in this country. What do you think the others are going to be? We know number 6 is the Bible. We're looking for the rest of them, though. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 and 10. What do you reckon? Let's go to Tame and speak to Anne. Hello, Anne.
Hello, Paul.
How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Good. So what do you think?
Wrong word. I was talking to an elderly lady at the coffee morning.
Yeah.
And she was telling me all about herself, and she mentioned she'd got to go into hospital. I said, oh, I'm sorry about that. Yes, she said, I've got to go and have my anoraks done.
Anoraks? I assume... cataracts. So when you corrected her, what did she say? Did she realise what she had done, or was she convinced that that was...
No, I didn't. I just let it go.
Anoraks. Well,
yes,
people think anoraks.
Have her anoraks done.
Have her anoraks done.
Cataracts.
Yes. Oh, it's a similar word, isn't it?
It is, yes.
It sounds similar.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I like that. I should remember these. There's lots of mileage to be had in these. Yeah, I like that. Thank you for sharing it with us.
Okay, Paul.
Yeah, nice to speak to you, my love.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye now. There's Anne from Tame, so watch out for any people going around to have their anoraks done. You know exactly what they mean. Let's take another call for the books. Still so busy on the phones. Stella from Bexhill. Hello, Stella.
Hello.
How are you?
Well, not too good. You see, you didn't come round with your oil.
Now, don't you start all this.
What happened to my fractured shoulder? I've got to go into hospital now.
Ah, you see, my oils would have solved the problem, you know.
Well, you didn't come, you see.
Well, to be honest, I had a slight breakdown on the old penny farthing. I had problems with my big wheel.
It was out of stock last time, you were.
Well, do you see, this is the way that it works. You know, sometimes so much goes on and so many problems.
You're such a popular person.
Oh, I wish my bike was.
Yes, and I do like your singing.
Ah, you see. You're obviously a lady of some style and class and sophistication.
Well, you've got it there.
Well, I know.
Exactly.
I can tell. I've got all these sophisticated waves coming through, you know.
Exactly. That's right. I've even got a really upmarket sling.
Have you?
Well, in the Conquest Hospital, he said, now you've heard of all these fashion statements. He said Gucci and all the rest of them. He said, this sling, he said, is the thing to wear. Because it's navy blue and it's got lots of Velcro on and it keeps the arm in place and it looks quite smart.
Very stylish, if you ask me.
And I have to get clothes, you see, to colour coordinate with it.
Well, knowing you women, you'll probably be going out to buy a handbag to match.
Oh, no, I don't like shopping.
Oh, don't you?
No.
That's got to be a
first.
first.
Well, my husband said I was the ideal person because I didn't smoke, didn't drink, and I hated shopping. So he thought I was wonderful.
Oh, yeah. Sounds bliss to me. Because normally a woman has to have a matching everything, but not you.
Mine bobbles matching everything.
Well, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
No.
Oh, there's your imagination. Do you like to read the old literature?
I love reading. I read every night in bed.
Right. So we know what 2 of them are. We know what 2 and 6 are.
Yes.
What about some of the others in this top 10? What do you think will be in there,
Well,
love?
I reckon Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Graham.
The Wind in the Willows.
It's such a popular book. I mean, it's lovely. I've got a lot of the little figurines from it, and they're lovely. Toad of Toad Hall.
Yes, absolutely.
And Ratty, and they're lovely. I think it's a lovely book. Very popular.
Right. The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Graham. Is it in the top 10? No.
Oh.
It's actually at number 30, if you're interested.
Oh, well, it's there somewhere.
It's in there. It's at number 30, yes.
Oh, right.
In actual fact, that's at number 30. And number 29 is Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland.
Oh,
What a coincidence.
That's funny because I like both those books. And the funny thing is, at Rainbow Nursery, where I do some voluntary help, we're having the Mad Hatter's Tea Party tomorrow.
Well.
Or is it today?
Blow me. Well, it is
it's
today.
Today, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, but today's still tomorrow. And
Something like that, yes.
So we are still none the wiser, I'm afraid.
Oh, dear. Well, I shall wait with bated breath.
We shall see.
Okay.
You take care.
Thank you very
much. Thanks for your call.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, my love. Bye-bye. Well. 12:30, and we've only got a few of them out the way. We're looking here for the top 10 books books, okay, books that recent research has shown people cannot do without. They're all quite well-known books, it has to be said. On the text, 07786 200 961, Maggie, who is in Fareham, says, Paul, I think it's going to be Harry Potter. There's got to be some Harry Potter in there somewhere. Also, Matt from Woking says, I'm going to go for either Jane Eyre, or one of the Harry Potter books. Not that I've read any of them, you understand. Well, I can tell you that Jane Eyre is in there. Charlotte Bronte, it's actually number 3. Okay. And Harry Potter, yes, it is. It's in there at number 4. So they're coming along now. What do you think is going to be number 1, though? We've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 5 of them out the way. 5 to go.
Call BBC Radio Kent 08459 811111.
Have a go. What do you think it could be? Val from Chichester went for the Jane Eyre as well, so well done to you. Malvina in Northfleet says, Paul, I was thinking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. No, in fact, I mentioned a little earlier on, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory came at number 99. So that one is way down the list. What else have we got here? H from Surbiton says, morning, Paul. What about Lord of the Flies? William Golding. First book that made me cry. I remember doing GCSE English in 1995 and I read it for that. No, it isn't. No, it is not. Could it be a Catherine Cookson book, though I can't think of any of the titles, says Wendy in Aylsham. Well, don't worry about the titles, because I can tell you that it is not. What about the Jamie Oliver cookbook? At least one of them from Julia in Little Wakering. I can tell you, no, it is not. Definitely not. Let me see. We've also got The Wind in the Willows, mentioned by a couple of other people. It's come through from Roy Axton. He says, by the way, can you please give a big shout out to Nathan, who thinks you can eat a clay pigeon? I don't want to know. I really don't want to know. What else have we got here? Rob, who's listening online in Canada, says, Paul, what about Sue Townsend's hilarious and touching Adrian Mole books? Really, really popular with the British readers, I'm sure, as they are with me. So I'm going to have a go for one of those, says Rob in Canada. Maybe the Secret Secret Diary of Adrian Mole. It is not in there. Nope, it is not in there. Let me see, any more? Quite a few Wind in the Willows, as we know that that one did not come up at all. A few people suggested that one. Also, Jane from Oldfold went for that too. A couple more, then we'll have a song. Mick in Pompey, this is about the Railway Children. The Railway Children, no. How about the Dictionary? Nope, it is not. And also, Liz in Bognor says, how to win friends and influence people has got to be in there. Do you know something? No. Vic from Cliftonville thought the Dictionary. Helen in Winchester thought the Jane Eyre, as mentioned just now, yes it is. And Anne from East Horsey rung through and said, how about Rebecca? No. We got 5 down. There are 5 to go. Researchers put together the top 100 books that people in this country love the most and could not bear to be without. We want to know what they are. We know number 2, that is The Lord of the Rings. 3 is Jane Eyre. 4 is the Harry Potter series, generically. 6 is the Bible. So what is 7, 8, 9 and 10? 5, and ultimately, number 1. What do you think? Elkie Brooks. Sunshine after the rain. Do you know I've never come across another Elkie apart from that one? I know Elkies. Elkie, I said. Goodness gracious me. Elkie. Do you know of any other Elkies? Elkie, E-L-K-I-E. Nope, I don't think so. Probably phone me up and correct me, but there you go. Coming up to 20 to 1, it's the Paul Miller Show from the BBC in the South. Neil mentioned in the news this this great bit of research. I love these surveys. They've been asking people what their favourite books are, and they've put together the top 100. And we're asking you which books you think make up the top 10. We know some of them already. Let's go to Chelwood Gate and speak to Hazel. Hello, Hazel.
Hello, Paul.
How are you?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Bit
Jolly.
nervous.
No, we don't do nervous.
Oh, it's the first time I've ever phoned you.
So it's our first time together, Hazel. Ooh. And at 20 to 1 in the morning, they'll all be talking.
They certainly will.
Have you got your nightie on there?
Mustn't go down that road.
I've got my pyjamas on.
Oh.
Yeah. And the thing is, they're not the best ones for you to see me in because the elastic's gone in these. And they're a bit of a sight, it has to be said. So I just tend to sort of, sit down a lot. I don't like to stand up in case they come adrift. Do you know what I mean? It's not good. It's not good. So we won't go there.
No, I don't think so.
We'll just keep well away.
Mm-hmm.
Do you read?
I do. I love reading.
What do you think is going to be in here?
Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice. Mm-hmm. If it were in there, or if it is in there, do you think it would have done very well?
I would have thought so, actually.
Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen. It is in there.
Oh, lovely.
It's the number 1.
Ah, do you know, truthfully, that is what I was thinking it would be.
Did you?
I did, honestly. Mm.
Well, yes, it is.
I think it's such a lovely book, such a lovely story.
It's it's interesting to see some of these that have popped up here, because when I'm looking at them obviously in front of me, and it's a real mixture.
Oh yes, I can tell that.
There is a real mixture. They're all very, very different. And as you start to get further down the, down the list, there are books like Bleak House, for example, Charles Dickens, that come in at number 23.
Really?
Yeah, which I would have thought would have been further down. But then things like The Da Vinci Code is at 42, which I thought would have done. Sense and Sensibility, Jane Austen, that's at 54. And then things like Jude the Obscure, Thomas Hardy, 67, Oliver Twist, Charles Dickens, 71. And Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Ooh.
Number 72.
Ooh.
I'm going to bite your neck. And all that sort of thing. Amazing. But there you go. Well done.
That was good.
Yep, so Pride and Prejudice is at number 1.
Yeah.
So first time and you got it right. Sounds good.
Anyhow, I do love your show. I love listening to it.
It was nice to have you there. It's nice to have you there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Speak to you soon.
Right, bye.
Bye-bye, my love. Bye-bye now. There we go. There's Hazel. So we've got that one sorted out. Hazel in Chelwood Gate. Few more to do. Let's go to Ashford now and speak to... is that Diane?
Yes, it is, Hot Lips.
How are you, honey babes?
Fine, thank you.
Jolly good. Did you like my Dracula just then?
Yes.
That was good. I'm going to bite your neck. Yeah. I keep asking, but nothing ever happens. Well, I end up with a cold sore,
pyjamas.
Now, I know, I do apologise for these pyjamas, but they were ever so nice, when I got them from Brentford Nylons. They were in the sale, and you get these things, slight imperfections, and they're a lot cheaper than the perfect ones. Well, I thought to myself, well, what's wrong with them? So anyway, I took them out the wrapper, and I had a good look, and I thought, yeah, both legs are the same length, and it looks good to me. So I bought a pair, got them home, put them on, then suddenly I realised, they were slight imperfections. I'm afraid, even though these are a 30 waist, the elastic was for about a 36 waist, So it's not very good. I do keep falling down, but never mind.
Bunch them up and put a safety pin in.
Oh, that's so common, sort of thing Neil would do. Well, I don't do safety pins. I'm sorry.
Or braces.
No. Oh, in bed. Can you imagine? Been in bed with your... No, don't even. There's another conversation. We're not even going there. What about these books?
Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Charlie and the Glass Elevator.
Ah, well, we know, because I said just now, that Charlie and the Old Chocolate Factory is at 99. Let's see if the Glass Elevator is in there. No, it's not, I'm afraid.
Oh dear, never mind.
No, not in there at all.
Because it's obscure, isn't it? Because everybody reads Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But even trying to get Charlie and the Glass Elevator,
it's quite difficult. I remember when I was at school reading it, but it was always Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that came first, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember one of my old school teachers, because I'm a avid reader.
Yeah.
And read anything and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And as my husband just said, I fall asleep with a book in my hand. And she brought the Charlie and the Glass Elevator book in from home for me to read so I could finish it off.
It's a good story, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
It is good. I liked it. I remember reading it at school when I was a kid, and it was... but it's true what you say. It's always the Chocolate Factory that gets mentioned.
Yeah.
I suppose it's because it's the most popular one, and it's a little bit more... What's the word? If you were to turn Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator into a film, it wouldn't be anywhere near as good as Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
No.
The imagination's not quite the same, is it? You haven't got Miss Oompa Loompa or whatever her name was and that sort of thing. And
no, and it's got to be Gene Wilder.
yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I agree. And I wish I could go in that factory and just eat everything, you know? Go in that world and just pick up a flower and eat it. And it turns out that it doesn't taste like a flower at all. It tastes like chocolate. And the chocolate
sugar.
River. Oh, yeah.
No.
Couldn't you
nice,
just...
having a sugar mouse, a sugar daffodil or something.
Oh, yeah, anything. You can eat the lot. Just pick it up and eat it.
Yeah.
Crunch. Beautiful. Beautiful. Feeling hungry now, Diane. It's all your fault. Good to speak.
You're always hungry.
Yeah, I know. I'm a growing lad. That's why.
You will fill those pyjamas out, won't you?
Chance be a fine thing. I tell you the rate I'm growing, but there you go. Diane, good to speak to you, my love.
All right, then. Have a safe journey home.
I will do. Thank you. Take good care.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. There's Diane from Ashford. Jerry's in Portsmouth. Hello, Jerry.
Hello, Paul.
How are you?
As well as can be expected.
Right, I shall say no more. Don't tell me the elastic's gone in your pyjamas as well. But they do, don't they? But why is it that, you know, we will wear pyjamas with the elastic gone for years and not take any notice of it? People do, don't they? It's like carpet slippers with a toe out the end.
Yeah.
You know, people's...
Got one or two other garments like that as well.
Have you really? Is it walking around the supermarket with things hanging around your ankles? Don't go there. Don't go there. Jerry, what about these books? Because this is interesting now, because the very obvious ones have gone. What do you think could be in there?
I thought one that might have crept in would be the Guinness Book of Records.
The Guinness Book of Records. Let me see. No, it isn't.
That's surprising.
No, it's not in there. In fact, and looking down, it doesn't appear to be here at all.
Well, I never.
Isn't that surprises me?
Yeah.
No Guinness Book of Records.
Sold millions of them, don't they?
Yeah, very popular book.
Yeah.
Very popular, but no, it's not in there.
Oh, well, there you go.
Another one out the way, though. And good to speak to you, Jerry.
And you.
Thanks for your call.
All the best.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. There's Jerry from Portsmouth. Had a call from Barbara in Blackfield with the Da Vinci Code. Nope. Little Women from Anne, who is in Eastbourne. No. What about or an encyclopedia? Peter from Christchurch? No. Lorna Doone from Marjorie in Bassett? Nope. Eat, Shoots and Leaves from Margaret in Brighton? Nope, it is not. Some more on the text, 07786 200 961. Eddie in Ditton thought the Guinness Book of Records as well. Sue from Herne Bay says, what about Oliver Twist? No, we mentioned that one a little bit earlier on. Or maybe Treasure Island. Be Treasure Island be in there? No, it's not, I'm afraid. No. What's the problem next? This is acting, this is. It's giving people a feel for what it would be. Captain Hook. So common next door, but he's not from round here. Vicky from Winchester says, what about the James Bond books? Nope. None of them, afraid. Dave in Kent says, what about the A to Z Road Atlas? Most people need it. Nope. Liz from Bognor says, what about Moby Dick? Yeah, he's fine, thank you. Yeah, he's fine. Oh, there's a suggestion. No, Moby Dick is not in there. Nor is Robinson Crusoe. I used to have a fish called Moby Dick. He was a goldfish. He died, though. I put hot water in there, but I was only a kid. I didn't know. Carol from Brighton mentioned Pride and Prejudice as well, as we now know was the number one. Wendy from Aylsham says, what about Ian Fleming with one of well, we just mentioned the James Bonds. Nope, it is definitely not. And how about Robert Louis Stevenson? No, it is not. No. It's going to be your last chance. Quick. What do you think is in there for this top 10? What do you think? One from the Gopher says, Paul, what about the Quran? Nope, the Quran is not in there. Couple more Robinson Crusoes just come through. John, who's in Oxford, and Mary in Tunbridge Wells. Nope. Murder, She Wrote from Phil at Herne Airport. Is Murder, She Wrote in there? No, it isn't. Let me run down what we've got. Number 1 we know is Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen. Number 2, The Lord of the Rings, J.R. Tolkien. Jane Eyre, Charlotte Bronte at number 3. Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling at number 4. That's just a general series at number 4. At number 6 we know is the Bible. We want to know what 5, 7, 8, 9 and 10 are. It's going to be your last chance to get through. The phones are very, very busy. Hang on in there. The text is 07786 200 961 if you've got the old Mobley standing by. And the email, paulmillershow@bbc.co.uk. But if you're on the phone, you're going to have to really be quick now.
Call BBC Radio Kent 08459 811111.
The King and I from Marjorie and Bassett. Nope. Marjorie from Gorings thought House at Pooh Corner. No, it is not. Tom Brown's School Days from Liz in Bognor. No, it's not. Graham from A Wet and Windy Eastbourne thought the Guinness Book of Records. Sorry, Graham, but no, it's not. And also Little Woman has been mentioned by a couple other people as well. No. I wonder if this will go. Could it be the book that was written about Princess Diana? The sort of the biography, says Anne from Milford-on-Sea. No. Elizabeth in Selsey says maybe Black Beauty will be in there. Vicky in Winchester says, Paul, the Narnia books, C.S. Lewis. Nope, it is not. And what about Gone with the Wind? Gone with the Wind. Few of those say to come through as well. Nope. There is no Gone with the Wind. Joyce and Boscombe thought that, and so did Peter, who is in Southampton. Any Agatha Christie, says Julia from Little Wakering on the text. Nope. Stephen King, says Mark again on the text. No Stephen King. Nope, there is no Stephen King. Darren in Hastings says maybe the Reader's Digest DIY manuals. Oh, I don't have things like that. Can't follow them anyway. Nope, that is not in there. Another Tom Brown School Days. Nope. Should I give you some clues? The number 10, okay, is an enormous classic, and another one by one of, I'm going to put this, number 10 is a huge classic. It is probably one of the biggest classics of all time by one of the greatest writers of all time, okay? If you were to look back in history, read about history, you would learn about this particular person. It's a man, and just massive. There's a very famous Christmas story written by this person as well. Okay, who do you reckon? Number 10. His name begins with Ch. Okay, his Christian name begins with Ch. His surname begins with D. That's number 10. What do you reckon? Anne from Cholton says, what about Wuthering Heights? Yes, I can sing that as well. Yes, I can sing. Oh, it's a suggestion. Oh, right. So, yeah, that one's not one that I would like to sing, though, because the notes are a bit high. Because Kate Bush did go up quite high with that one, and I did find a few problems with a couple of the notes. Yeah. Right. Wuthering Heights. Emily Bronte. Yes. Number 7. It's in there. Number 7. Bridget Jones' Diary from Liz in Bognor. Nope. Goodnight, Mr. Tom. Fabulous. Nope, that's John in Winchester. Steve Hawkins, Mick in Pompey, his book. Nope. No Agatha Christie's in there, I can tell you. Definitely no C.S. Lewis. No. What about the famous 5? Enid Blyton, Patricia from Sanderstead. Nope. And how about the English dictionary? Nope, there is no dictionary in there. No encyclopedias. They are all stories, the last ones, okay? Carol on the text says, what about Oliver Twist? No. Adrian Mole. Pam in Woking. Nope. Marx is in which case it must be the Mr. Men. Nope, it is not. Ah, is it a Charles Dickens? Has just come through on the text. It is a Charles Dickens, but which one? It's at number 10. It's at number 10. Will these go? I don't think they are going to go, you know, because we've still got a few here to get out. Number 10 is a Charles Dickens. Should I tell you what number 10 is? Should I tell you what it is? Rose for Little Scrooge. Nope. Sam in Tadley says A Christmas Carol. I could. Once in Royal... Eh? Oh, right, I think I meant to sing A Christmas Carol. I'll tell you, number 10 is Great Expectations. I'll give you that one to get it out the way, okay? So 1 is Pride and Prejudice. 2, The Lord of the Rings. 3, Jane Eyre. 4, Harry Potter. 6 is the Bible. 7 is Wuthering Heights. 10 is Great Expectations. So what do you think number 5 would be? Let me think of a clue. Mr. Chips from Marjorie and Bassett? Nope. No Black Beauties. They're the Driffids? Nope. Nope. It's from Simon in Southsea. Nice one, Simon. Nice to hear from you. No Triffids here. Number 5 sounds as though you're going to be cruel to a creature that flies. Okay? There's your clue to number 5. Sounds as though someone's going to be cruel to a creature that flies. I can tell you that number 8, the title is A Date. Not those little shriveled up things your grandmother eats at Christmas and they give her wind. No, it's a date, as in, you know, 4th of March or something like that, or 1954 or whatever, okay? And I'll also tell you that there isn't a number 9. There are 2 number 8s because they drew. And the second number 8, how do I give a clue about that, is about something that is not light in colour. I've got Alice in Wonderland here, been suggested. Nope, no Alice in Wonderland. No Alice in Wonderland. It's going to be really, really quick. If it doesn't come through in about a minute, then I shall tell you what the answers are, okay? Right, Margaret in Brighton, and also Andrew from Ringwood say, what about To Kill a Mockingbird? Yes, that was the clue I gave back to being cruel to a living creature. Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, number 5. So there are just 2 more left, and they're both number 8s because there's a tie at number 8, okay? Wuthering Heights, I mentioned just now, didn't I? Chris in Portsmouth with To Kill a Mockingbird as well. And what about the dates? Okay, 1984. Carol on the text. Angela on the text. Yes, that is right. George Orwell's 1984 comes in at number 8. So there's only one missing now. Number 1 is Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen. 2, The Lord of the Rings, Tolkien. 3, Jane Eyre, Charlotte Bronte. 4, Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling. Number 5, To Kill a Mockingbird, that's Harper Lee. The Bible is at 6. Wuthering Heights, Emily Bronte at 7. 8, 1984, George Orwell. 10 is Charles Dickens' Great Expectations. There isn't a number 9, but there are 2 number 8s. So there's 1 missing. Let me give you a clue. This refers to items that are not light in colour. The gentleman who wrote this book, how'd you work that one out? How'd you work that one out? What's that got to do with what you just mentioned? Really? Oh, I've learnt something. His surname sounds like a train. I know his name's not Francis Choo Choo either. Lord Thomas. Lord of the Flies, Martin New Milton. No. Am I going to have to tell you? By the way, Nathan John came up in 1984 as well, just comes through. Okay, we'll close the lines now, because they're not going to come through now, because it's too late. I will run down, and I'll tell you what it is. It's interesting there are 2 number 8s. 10 was Great Expectations, Charles Dickens. 1 of the number 8 was 1984, George Orwell. 7, Emily Bronte, Wuthering Heights. Bible at 6. Harper Lee, To Kill a Mockingbird at 5. Harry Potter series was in at 4, sorry. Jane Eyre, Charlotte Bronte at 3. Lord of the Rings, J.R. Tolkien at 2. Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen at 1. The outstanding one is Joint place number 8, Philip Pullman's His Dark Materials. And do you know, I have never heard of it. Have you heard of it, Neil? Have you heard of His Dark Materials? Nope, not a thing. But obviously it is a book, and it came in at number 8. Little Women, that a few people mentioned, was almost there. That was at number 11. There were a couple of others. Well, Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca, that a few people mentioned, was at 15, and The Hobbit was at 16. That was a bit of fun. Thank you for that. I was amazed at that top 10. I did think that a couple of others, like Da Vinci Code, would have been higher than they were, but there you go. Such is life. Bit of fun, as I say. Thanks very much for your calls. Right, that is as far as we go. Time has run out on us once again. Don't forget that if you're driving at the moment, listening to the programme professionally whilst you drive around in a cab, a lorry, a taxi, something like that, you can take part in our little draw to win one of my bugs. It's Bugs in the Cab. All we need from you, please, you can email this at any time throughout the day. Paul Miller Show, all one word, Paul Miller Show at bbc.co.uk. Your registration number, the type of vehicle, the make and the model, roughly where you are when you listen to the programme, and of course your name as well. The details we put on a secure database, and then in a few weeks' time we shall start to pull out one a night. If it is yours that gets pulled out, you'll get one of my bugs. It is as simple as that. Love it. Have a good one. I shall see you tonight, of course, at 10. For now, though, from myself, Paul Miller, from Neil and the rest of the gang, it's bye-bye. I leave you with our colleagues at BBC Radio 5 Live. Keep you up all night. You take care. Bye-bye.